everyone. Do you have a passion for the arts and culture and are wondering what creative means NGOs are using to create social change around the world? Perhaps you'd like to start a social enterprise that uses theatre or storytelling to challenge prejudices and to foster understanding in your community. Let's find out about projects that are working to create understanding around the world right now. Hello everyone, I'm Louise from the Social Strategy Cafe and it's lovely to have you here. This channel provides tools and tips for strategically developing your non-profit. So it doesn't matter whether you're starting a social enterprise, whether you're running an NGO, or you have your own charity. Arts projects have a long history of sharing knowledge and developing understanding in communities throughout history. The author of Sapiens, yuval.jpg, argues that telling stories about things that don't exist is what has allowed homo sapiens to cooperate in large numbers because they share a common story or myth. Sharing stories has also enabled communities to establish a moral code that regulates behaviour and teaches children what's expected of them in their society. And painting began not as individual expression, but as a means to share individual experience. Painting acted as an instruction manual in a visual form to build communal knowledge and allow humans to survive. So how are NGOs and social enterprises using the arts to bridge divides and create social change? Grab yourself a cuppa and let's take a look. Public murals in Pakistan, such as the art mural created by Fearless Collective, use visual art to assert the rights of the Khawaja Sara or transgender community, challenging traditional gender narratives. The Fearless Collective partners with NGOs in different areas and holds intensive workshops with local communities. The aim is to understand the issues its residents are facing, and then the Fearless Collective creates murals with the community's help in a collaborative process. In 2022, UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, and Artolution created a global partnership to bring the medium of mural creation to forcibly displaced people around the world. Through the transformative and healing power of art, refugees tell their own stories, share their lived experiences, and shape their own lives. And the Rohingya Blessing for the Future of the Seas painting is an example of how the murals can help a community, like the Rohingya, process their collective trauma. Theatre has, for centuries, been instrumental in driving forward discussions about taboo or uncomfortable issues. Recently, an Irish play called Translations by Friel has been staged in Senegal. The original play hits hard about British rule in Ireland and follows British soldiers to rural Donegal as they translate Gaelic place names into English. But this time, the dialogue is in French and the players are Senegalese. This African staging by Dakar-based theatre company Brrr Productions resonates deeply as Senegal distances itself from France. The encounters between the play's characters, both villagers and soldiers, become a way to explore colonial power, language and identity. Crossing the Line and Code are plays in the United Kingdom which demonstrate how children can get sucked into the terrifying world of drug dealing. Crossing the Line is based on a true story, and the Code uses parkour athletes and bike stunts to get its message across. Both plays aim to demonstrate the telltale signs of youth exploitation and inform families, carers and educators how to spot where there might be something going on. The film Refugee is a gay love story based in urban Kenya. It follows two teenage girls whose close friendship slowly turns into first love. It was celebrated as groundbreaking by critics and at festivals when it was released in 2018. But in Kenya, where homosexuality is criminal, the film was banned. But in January 2026, after a lengthy legal campaign by the filmmaker, the Kenyan Court of Appeals unbanned Refugee for public screening in that country. Belen is an Argentinian film which was released in 2025. It serves as a social commentary on the ongoing fight by women for reproductive rights. The film has become a focal point for feminist movements across Latin America following global shifts in abortion legislation. Cultural festivals are now being recognised by UNESCO as drivers for social change and collective action, as well as providing many economic benefits. The MTM Bushfire Festival in Eswatini claims to encourage individuals in fostering social and collective action. And the Kaiskama Art Project in South Africa preserve indigenous traditions while providing sustainable livelihoods for rural artisans. In Mexico, the Bradshaw Foundation is supporting women who have experienced child abuse to transform their testimonies into sanjoroko, or traditional regional folk songs, which are performed as public fandangos outside government buildings. This uses cultural heritage to break the silence surrounding abuse and demands legislative accountability through highly visible, community-supported performances. In Paraguay, a newsroom, El Surtidor, developed a chatbot called Eva to find a different way to tell the story of women who are imprisoned for drug trafficking and how communities are subsequently affected. Participatory podcasting, unlike traditional broadcasting, where one person speaks to an audience, is involving the community at every level. The community choose the topic, record the audio, and distributes it via the local mesh or communication network. The Women Leading Change West Africa podcast series in 2025 by the Sahel and West Africa Club is reshaping policy and civic engagement. It is blending the lived experiences of rural women with rigorous academic research. This initiative has transformed from an audio platform into a tool that informs regional policy about gender, climate change and food. And the Digital Lukasa project is an initiative based in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. It reimagines the Lukasa, a traditional Luba memory tablet, as a high-tech device. The Luba tablet, or Lukasa, was a way of preserving the community's history. It is a handheld board covered with colourful beads and shells, which told stories to those who could read it about complex genealogies, laws and historical events. But this digital Lukasa transforms this physical archive into a digital tablet, which generates or retrieves stories inspired by Luba oral tradition, and also connects ancestral wisdom to modern urban challenges in cities like Kinshasa. So there's some really exciting ways that arts and culture is being used to inspire us to social change or shared people's experiences. Please let us all know if you hear about any more. And if you have an idea of a video you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments below. Have a great week, everyone.